Today, we're talking about what running taught me about writing. Hey, I'm Carrie and I'm super sweaty today, and that's kind of the purpose behind this video, so ignore that. Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the very first time. All around, welcome. I'm Carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 8 years. And in today's Freelance Friday video, we're going a little bit more down the inspiration route. I've also decided to do a teeny little segment called Blogger of the Week, loosely ripped off of Nick is Not Green's Gamer of the Week. It has nothing to do with my channel, but he's really cool. Whether you are or not a blogger does not count or matter at all. Christina Lopez, you are the Blogger of the Week. Thank you so much for commenting on last week's video. And if you want a chance to be this week's Blogger of the Week, just send a comment down below and you might get selected. As I was on my run today, I got thinking, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. There's no good intro, I'm just gonna do it. Here are all the things that running taught me about writing. It's not always glamorous. You're gonna have perfect runs where you literally feel invincible, where you hit PRs, where you go a longer distance, where you get that runner's high feeling, the adrenaline, the action. But then there are so many other runs that feel like shit. And you have to be okay with the outer appearance not always looking as beautiful and rosy as maybe what you want to feel like. It took me years of insecurity to even wear athletic shorts because middle school bullies are the worst. And the same is true with a creative career like writing. You're gonna have all of these magical moments where you feel so inspired, so capable, so incredibly like you're just doing what you're meant to be doing. But there are also really hard clients. There are also really bad projects that you don't feel driven to do. There are days when writer's block just feels impossible to overcome. And equivalent to the red-faced persona that you're putting out into the world, sometimes you might have to feel like you have to convince people that your job is real or that you are valid in the choice of the lifestyle professionally that you're choosing for yourself. It doesn't always look pretty, it doesn't always feel pretty, but there are so many other benefits you have to balance it with. And you have to have the self-confidence to feel like it's okay that other people might think something different of you than what you know in your heart is true. It's also not nearly as challenging or impossible. I guess I should say impossible, as I think we often think it is. Before I started running, I thought it was impossible. I thought I physically was incapable, but it's not. It takes time, it takes growth, it takes dedication, it takes perseverance, it takes physical and mental and self-improvement. But it's not impossible. The same is true with writing. It seems impossible that someone could earn 6 figures solidly every year doing what they love. Writing. How do you build a business? How do you get the skills to write? How do you have the drive and dedication to commit yourself to doing the thing that you know you want to do? Well, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes perseverance, it takes physical and mental and self-improvement, but it's not impossible. And I feel like we all, and when I say we all, I mean me, have these misconceptions that things other people do that we are not currently doing are inherently too difficult to do. That sounds so stupid. But the older I've gotten in life, I've realized that very, very rarely is anything as hard to do as I thought it was before I did it. Most of that, I think, falls on us, our perceptions of our own capability and growth opportunities. But I think it's also a little bit reliant on the rest of society here. We all want to think that what we're doing is so challenging and so special and so exclusive and unique because it builds us up. But what that also does is it puts barriers up for other people in their own growth journeys. And that's part of the reason for this channel. I don't want freelancing in the world of writing and copywriting specifically to be this guru influenced, impossible, crazy, high, unattainable standard. It is hard. It is not impossible. You have to listen to your body. I really wish right now that I could tell you that I ran a marathon last May. I didn't. I had to listen to my body. I had to stop. I wish that I could tell you that I was earning $300,000 this year. I'm not. I have to listen to my body. We want to push ourselves. And again, I say I, it's me. We want to push ourselves because we want to achieve things, but if we don't listen to our body, we create systems that aren't worth it in the long run. We end up trying to achieve goals that don't align with what we actually need and want. And specifically within writing, I think that listening to your body is listening to clients, beta readers, editors, whoever is reading your work and giving feedback on it, because We know what we want to do, but we have to listen to those nagging voices, even if they don't always come from the friendliest of mouths, and really take a moment to look and listen and say, there's got to be some truth in this. I don't want to hear it, but it has to be true. We all have limits. We all have flaws. We all have weaknesses. Running has really taught me that if and when we ignore those, it's quite painful. And you're not going to go as far ignoring them as you would to stop and address them. You have to refill your cup. These are all just cliches at this point. But running takes a lot out of you. If I'm not actively fueling my body, making sure that I'm putting work aside to force myself to eat, which is such a stupid problem that I have. If I'm not taking like a proactive approach to hydration, it all piles up and again makes me not go as far if I was to ignore them as if I am to address them. The same is true creatively, especially if you're working in a creative field. It can be so draining. Burnout is such a concern. And why is this in the shot still? I have found over the years that it's important to get creative fulfillment out of the work that you're doing, if at all possible. But also you need to be fulfilling your creative cup in other ways. For me, that has been taking on other side projects, and some people might call that work. For me, it's filling my cup. That's playing my oboe. That is a source of true artistic fulfillment for me. YouTube right now is a creative outlet for me. I just wrote a freaking novel that I'm currently pitching to book agents. That was such a creative outlet for me. And doing those other things that you're doing for you because it's important to you and you get creative fulfillment out of it. It reminds you why you're an artist and what you like to create in the world. That will refill your cup so that you can spend it little by little on all of those other things that you know you have to do that is your literal work that is for other people. And then you still feel like you are left with something in the end. It's a long, slow process. And even if you come at me in your own little inner monologue here that's trying to debunk anything I say, even if you say, well, what about, overnight hits, you got a lucky break when your career started, you might have one speedy moment, but that sprint is not going to carry you. Everything in life takes time. And I know that that's a privilege. I know that in my own life, I had the privilege of allowing my business to build up over time, to find my voice as a writer, to build my skills over time in a less competitive environment so that when I was ready to go full-time, dive into it as my actual full-fledged career, 6 years ago now, I had the stability and support and time to do that. I completely understand that that is a privileged moment, and I feel for anyone who is trying to make something happen right now out of desperation. I feel for you. But be realistic about it. If you want to add up your miles so that you can go for that 20-mile long run and feel invincible at the end of it, if you want to attract high-paying clients who value your work, both of those things take time. And it's really important to track your progress, both while being incredibly honest with yourself, but not overly critical. Self-assessment and honest evaluation of your worth, those things are so important, and looking at the data, looking at the metrics, and looking at what you are creating with an honest, accurate look. So important. And looking at how you feel. Again, I would have burned out on this freelance writing thing so long ago if I didn't actively take a role in prioritizing my own health and well-being so that I can best serve my clients. I feel that way in running too. Even if my watch says I'm a positive performance score, my watch thinks I'm killing it, I am just sprinting ahead of my normal pace, but I don't feel like I can handle it. If my heart feels like it's exploding, I'm too hot, I'm uncomfortable, I have to think, is this discomfort worth it for what I will achieve? Or is the metric not giving me enough information? Because ultimately, I know my own body and myself best. I know what I'm capable of. So using the metrics as a guide, looking at your analytics, looking at your past history, looking at reviews with a growth-oriented mindset, all of that wraps up into a nice little box, and the bow on top is your own intuition. All right, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. This is just more of a rambly, inspirational post. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like this content and my channel, please be sure to subscribe. Chances are you're one of the people who's not subscribed to my channel. If my 50-50 guess is correct, 50% of you are not subscribed right now, and you can change that. and it would mean the world to me. Remember, you are worth more than your workload. Forever and always. You are. Great run. Great work. Coming soon. Let's get back to it.